Welcome everybody to Design by Peck. This is my video on repairing my washing machine. My washing machine had a huge leak. It would fill up, it would wash, but during the drain cycle there's a whole bunch of water just kind of pouring out onto the laundry room floor. So I figured it's a disconnected hose, and I thought it'd be a relatively easy fix. I thought I'd make a video out of it just to kind of show how easy it is and how to do it, and kind of the missteps that I took and things to watch out for. Like I said before, I'm going to kind of highlight at the beginning of the video the things to watch out for and things that I did wrong. Maybe that, so hopefully if you have this problem, you're not going to do it wrong yourself. So the first of all is to drain the washing machine. So I had a problem draining it. There was just not an easy way to do it because during the drain cycle it would pour out onto the floor. I couldn't obviously let it drain, so I ended up using a bucket, just scooping it out, throwing it into the laundry room sink. Then I tilted the washing machine so I had a better angle on it, and kind of did it the best way I could. There's an emergency way to drain it apparently, but I think that emergency way to drain it was not going to work for me, because the emergency way to drain it was going to drain it through the drain hose, and of course that's not going to work for me because that's when I had the whole leaking problem. Another thing, something that I should know better, but when you start working on washing machines or dryers or anything with electricity, start by unplugging it. I didn't do that right away. I started draining the washing machine, and I moved it around, and I did unplug it when I started working into the back of it, but I should have unplugged it before I started. I'm so sorry for that safety issue, but please unplug your appliances before you start working on it. Another thing I learned is I was concerned that I'd have to take the top of the washing machine off in order to get access to the drum. Now this is a top-loading Samsung washing machine. In my head I'm like, oh, I probably need to remove the top of it in order to get access to the hoses around the drum. And I did unscrew the top of the washing machine, but I didn't take it off. And after a little bit of trial and error, I realized that nope, I do not have to take the top off. It did help me out to actually remove the screws to the top, so it kind of like wedge it up a little bit, and I needed to do that so I could remove the back panels behind the washing machine. So to get access to the drum, I think, at least for the Samsung, but I think in general you do not need to take the top off. So lesson learned and good information to know. Another thing, really simple and quick, but while I was testing my fix, I obviously wanted to force the washing machine to drain, and I didn't want to wait for the whole washing machine cycle to drain. And I looked up the manual, and it says to hold the start button to force it to drain. So I started it, I ran it up, I paused it, then I held the start button, and nothing happened. So turn the machine off, turn it on, and once you've turned it on, then hold the start button for a few seconds, and then once you do that, it's going to force the washing machine to drain. And that is the lessons learned from my little fix. I hope you enjoy the video. Let me know your comments and concerns and things you noticed I could have done better, things you think I did right, in the comment section below. Again, please like and subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. It lets me know that you enjoy the content that I'm making, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks. Alright, so as you can see, we've got a leak in our washing machine. There's water all over the floor. It happens in the rinse cycle or the draining cycle. I've already checked all the hoses in the back. They're all connected. Nothing is leaking there, so I believe it's inside one of the hoses, drain hoses inside the washing machine. There was a code, I reset it, that said I believe it was E4 or SE4, which I think says that there's a water issue, could be a pinch tube. In this case, it's not a pinch tube, it's a leak. So I am going to drain the washing machine, take it apart, and see what I can do. So now that I got most of the water out, I am going to disconnect the hoses in the back right there. Well, first I'm going to turn off the waters there. Disconnect the hoses. Try to have a bucket ready. I'll disconnect on this side first to see if I can get the water to drain into the bucket to minimize the water going on the ground. Then I'm going to pull the whole thing out, remove the top, remove the back so I can get access to the drum inside. And we'll see if I can find where the leak's coming from. So I'm just turning these clockwise. That one's off. That one's off. They're both off. You're not gonna be able to see this, but I'm gonna have the bucket right below this while I disconnect the valve right there. So. I thought that last hose, see if I can get a good angle at it. The gray hose, which is I believe the drain hose, had a quick release, but I don't think it does. It does? No, it's got a Phillips head on the top. So I'm gonna grab a Phillips head to go. There we go. I have to go get the screw later, but that's off. Okay. All right. See if I can pull this out. Give myself a little bit more room now. So I'm gonna step ladder, get down in there to get a better view of what I need to do. Is this gonna work? No, I'll put this on the other side. Pause it for now. Sorry I missed it, but I disconnected this hose here. And of course water's pouring out, so luckily the bucket was right near me. I was able to get it in pretty fast. I might have to dump it really quick while it's still pouring out. So I'll put this here for now. I'm gonna have to mop all this stuff up after I'm done. But I need to do this and then take off this panel right there, then that panel, and that should give me access to the drum. Now that that's drained, I can take these off. So, don't think it mattered, but I'm gonna put the cold on the right. Well, after a little bit of research, I decided I think I can leave the top on, and I'm going to just remove this and this. I'm going to leave these two in place, out, just in case I have to lift it out to get this top one. Let me show you. Ooh, that's not tight. I'm going to leave that out and that out in case I have to lift this to get to removing this. You have to remove the top one first, then I'm going to remove the bottom one. And then I think I'm going to have a full view of the back end of it. Hopefully I can see the water leak somewhere. Here's the technical manual, which I'm going to leave in there for now because I don't think I need it. So let's do this. Let's see if I can get the camera angle in a good spot here. I think we can. So let's start with this one. Yeah. Luckily, a lot of these screws are the same size, which I like. That one's out, nice and easy. Now these other, 4 screws. Let's see if I can see the issue. Ooh. Alright, so I'm just unscrewing these 4 right here. 1, 2. Always remember which screws go back to which. Looks like there's 3 different types of screws I'm dealing with right now. One type is for the C-clamp. The second one is for those, and then and then another one. These are identical here. I mean for this one, and then this one's a different size as well. So. Let's see if I can take this thing off. There we go. Now I could really use a flashlight, which I don't have on me right now. There we go. So I've seen this before. Let's take this off. So I knew a couple of things to look for. And the first thing I checked is here's the hose right there. It's disconnected from that right there. Sometimes that happens from excessive vibration. So, and it comes with like a little clamp. So I am just going to clamp it back on. Hopefully there's enough light for you guys to see. There we go. There it's on. You know what though? It's wrapped around this. Oh man. It's wrapped around that. So let me get a flashlight. So here it is. Got a little flashlight. So there's the hose. I kind of placed it back on just manually right now. I did not attach it with the clamp yet. But it's also wrapped around that. and that whole thing shakes around. So I don't know if I love it that it's around it, but there might be a reason for it. I am going to, oh no, I'm going to leave it around it because it's clamped on right here. Somehow, rhyme or reason, Samsung had a reason for that. So let's see if I can show you the light and me doing it all at once. It might go out of focus, we'll see. There we go. So I'm going to put the camera down, but I'm just going to pinch that, slide it over top of the tube, and hopefully it'll be all fixed. So there we go, I just got it clamped right back on right there. Hopefully that's in focus. And we are going to test it. Let's go see what happens. Oh, that was a lot easier than taking the top off. For those of you that, I'm not sure how much of it I'll post if I delete taking the top off or trying to, but I obviously do not need to take the top off to get access to the back. So here we go. I'm just going to plug it in there without putting the back panel on, just to make sure it washes and drains. All right, be back in a second. All right, I've got the hoses hooked up. I got the drain hose hooked up. Let me turn on the hot and cold here. There's the hot. Here's the cold. So I'm checking that the leak's gone before I put everything back. Let's turn the power on. Here we go. And let's run it. Oh, no, I don't want that though. Let's just do a quick wash. And start that. Then I'm going to let it fill up. Then I'm going to force a draining of the water after that. So I'll pause this until it fills up, and then I'll go for the drain. Water only leaked when it was draining, not when it was filling. So here we go. It is still filling up, but so far so good. There's no water coming out, as there shouldn't be. There wasn't before, but you know, I did open up the back, mess around with the hoses a little bit, so I want to make sure it's all good, and so far so good. I think this is I'm gonna stop this in a second and force it to drain and see what happens. Just want to fill it up a little bit more. Of course, if it doesn't fix it, I'm going to completely regret trying to have to empty out the drum again like you saw at the beginning of the video, which was not a pretty sight. Alright, it's full. I believe holding the stop down forces it to drain. I'm going to do that. Holding it down. I might have to turn it off first, so let's turn it off. Because it's water's plenty full in there, so turn this on, hold that down. Okay, so far water's going through, no leak there. Water's going through this just fine, and looks like it's all working. So there we go. Fixed the drain issue. Just a hose that came off, and that was just a super easy fix. You know, if I do this again, I could probably do it in 10 minutes or less. But first time around is always the longest. But I learned something new again this time. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you in a minute. I don't know if you can hear me, but it's a good thing I took these off earlier on, because to get this second piece on, I had to lift this up a little bit to give access to slide this in. So I do recommend taking off those two bolts. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you learned something from this. I think at the end of the day, I find that fixing a water leak in your washing machine is not a very hard task to do. It took me a little bit of trial and error to kind of figure things out a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's really not that hard. You don't really need to buy any special parts usually. especially if it's just a disconnected hose, you just kind of reconnect it. You've got to find where the hose is disconnected. Hopefully, and I think that's where most of the problems would kind of end up. Let me know what you thought of the video. Please put some comments down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know things you want to see from me and things I did right, things I did wrong. And I will talk to you at my next video. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye.